What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the next person coming for Roman Reigns. A top WWE star walks out of an interview. Did Liv Morgan break her nose? CM Punk's next match revealed? What has really happened with Jade, Cargill, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. And now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at the next person that's coming for Roman Reigns. Now, our top story today takes a look at the fallout from last night's Saturday night's main event, and how it appears we now know what's next for Roman Reigns once his feud with Solo Sikoa comes to an end in January. After Drew McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn in the opening contest of the show, he told a camera crew in the WWE digital promo, "1 down, 4 to go." This, of course, is a reference to defeating Zayn and now having 3 members of the Bloodline left. Naturally, this means that McIntyre will indeed set his sights on Reigns, and this will ultimately act as a true endgame to McIntyre's current character arc that's been so well received by fans. McIntyre's work over the past few years has been outstanding, and he's quite rightly being presented as one of the top upper echelon stars in WWE. It's unclear where exactly in the current WWE schedule a match between the two would fit in, but this was a huge match and warrants a major PLE attached to it. There was discourse on social media this weekend that this would make a solid WrestleMania match, and if Reigns vs Rock isn't going ahead next year, then this acts as a welcome alternative. Additionally, one of the concerns from fans is that it's not obvious who exactly McIntyre is going to face at WrestleMania, and with him being one of the MVPs of WWE, he's surely destined for a big time match on the grand stage. What do you guys think of the idea of Reigns facing McIntyre at WrestleMania 41? Is that the right way to go down? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a top WWE name walks out of an interview. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, his character is starting to become increasingly paranoid, and he even walked out of a WWE digital interview following the show last night. McIntyre took exception to the fact that this promo was being pre-recorded and that he was fully aware that WWE would edit it. McIntyre proceeded to curse out the company for inevitably making him look bad. He would then walk out without giving the interviewers any specifics. Now, this is clearly the next step in the evolution of McIntyre's character, and it's rather interesting that numerous characters in the company have characters based on paranoia and resentment towards the company itself. There have even been fan pitches for names such as McIntyre and Kevin Owens to unite in their quest, as they both share similar motives, and this will be a fascinating direction to take both of their respective arcs. There's even been suggestions to see Seth Rollins involved, and he's also a name that is embedded in similar stories to McIntyre and Owens. A Rollins, McIntyre, and Owens vs Bloodline story arc can make for some cinematic TV as WWE heads into the Netflix era. Next up, an iconic Bloodline producer is back. The legendary Michael P.S. Hayes has been responsible for some of the most iconic segments of the Bloodline era in WWE. Due to Hayes' leave of absence from WWE, the Bloodline segments and matches were reassigned to other agents and producers. Thankfully, the notable producer is back in WWE, and according to Fightful Select, he's been producing the recent Bloodline segments, which likely explains why the majority of them have been extremely well received by fans. Hayes was even responsible for producing the acclaimed Bloodline vs Bloodline War Games match last month, along with Bobby Roode and Jamie Noble. Hayes is known for working closely with Roman Reigns, and if Reigns is indeed destined for a collision with The Rock at WrestleMania 41, then Hayes is the perfect name to have producing key segments, and of course, the dream match itself. Next up, CM Punk's next match revealed. CM Punk is set for one of the biggest matches since he returned to WWE in 2023, as it's been reported that Punk will challenge Gunther for the world title inside a steel cage at the Chicago show over the festive period. The report was first shared by Dr. Chris Featherstone over on X, and based on his current track record over the past month, this seems all but official. This is a mega match for WWE to book, and it will no doubt lead to a surge of interest in the Chicago show. At one stage, it looked like Punk vs Gunther was going to be the direction for Survivor Series War Games this year. However, WWE pivoted, and it's possible that the match still occurs at the Royal Rumble or even the Elimination Chamber event. Punk vs Gunther would be a fascinating matchup, as their styles contrast, yet both are adamant on storytelling within the matchup, so it could create a magical dynamic. Gunther is also in need of a credible challenger, as whilst his world title defense against Damian Priest and Finn Balor was, well, fine last night, it was a foregone conclusion that the ring general was winning the matchup. Some fans have been critical of his reign, as his vulnerable arc isn't what fans have come to expect out of his character, yet this is likely to fade away as the WWE pushes towards WrestleMania. There have been endless rumors on who Gunther will face at the biggest show of the year, with names suggested ranging from John Cena to Seth Rollins, and based on Cena being the odds-on favorite to win the 30-man Rumble, the odds of a Cena vs Gunther WrestleMania matchup kinda seem highly likely. Next up, did Liv Morgan break her nose? Following a successful title defense over Io Sky, it was evident that Liv Morgan had suffered a significant injury to her nose. Morgan was bleeding from the body part, and the amount of blood is usually a sign that a wrestler has had their nose broken. The nose break looked to have occurred due to a stiff knee strike from Sky during the course of the action. Mike Johnson from PW Insider, though, has provided a new medical update on the Women's World Champion's current status, saying, "The word we are hearing is that Liv Morgan is okay and somehow did not suffer a broken nose. I've not confirmed why her nose was bleeding after the Io Sky dropkick, but we are told that Morgan was checked out by WWE Medical and was okay." The WWE are moving forward with another chapter in the Rhea Ripley vs Morgan storyline, and fans are urging the feud to end as the WWE approaches WrestleMania 41. Despite losing clean, Sky is still one of the favorites to be in the Women's World title match come WrestleMania 41, and it's possible that Ripley vs Sky is the direction WWE take. However, there are still a number of moving parts, including upcoming returns from Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Next up, a world champion receives backstage praise. World champion Gunther is rightly considered as one of the greatest wrestlers in the world right now. Last night, according to a report from Corey Brennan of Fightful, he received praise backstage from saving a spot which could have resulted in serious injury from Damian Priest. The spot in question was when Gunther attempted a powerbomb on Priest onto the steel steps, and Priest's leg got caught on the steps as he was elevated for the powerbomb. Gunther quickly readjusted the move, and the spot was able to be executed safely and without a hitch. Next up, WWE Booking Rhodes vs KO Part 3. Based on the aftermath of Cody Rhodes vs Kevin Owens from Saturday night's main event, it's inevitable that WWE book a rematch between the two, and former WCW president Eric Bischoff believes that they will book the match for the Raw debut on Netflix. I think Netflix, too much other business needs to be done before the end of January, and I think if they're going to do the rematch, I think they set it up perfectly here. I think if you waited too long, it would lose momentum. I would keep the gas on it, keep the momentum on it, keep the focus on it, but I would deliver it definitely on Netflix. The first Raw on Netflix is set to be truly stacked. As well as the confirmed Roman Reigns vs Solo Sikoa match, there's rumored CM Punk vs Seth Rollins match, as well as numerous appearances from major names including the final boss, The Rock. And finally, what has really happened to Jade Cargill? Our final story today asks, where exactly is Jade Cargill? There's been mixed reports on Cargill's status, as although WWE have written her off TV, it's been reported that Cargill is legitimately injured, while some outlets have stated that Cargill is perfectly fine. In a new update from PW Insider, it is now claimed that Cargill is moving forward with outside projects and is said to be on vacation in the Bahamas. PWInsider.com has been told by several high-up sources that Cargill has been working on some outside projects while written off TV. Several WWE sources confirm that Cargill is currently vacationing in the Bahamas as well. Whilst the specifics of Cargill's new projects are unknown, taking time off during an active title reign is a very unique move, as it's unusual for WWE to approve of extended time off in this manner. Nevertheless, hopefully Cargill enjoys her time off, and we can't wait to see her return to WWE television. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.